All right, let's talk about some college football drama that isn't happening on the field. For the first time in 5 years, the Ohio State Buckeyes took down the Michigan Wolverines this past Saturday. It was a big one, a 27-9 beatdown that sent the undefeated Buckeyes one step closer to defending their national title. Now, they're headed to the Big Ten Championship to face the Indiana Hoosiers, who are also coming in with a perfect 12-0 record. It's setting up to be an absolutely epic showdown, but someone who won't be there to see it live and in person, at least not on your TV screen, is Mr. Michigan himself, Dave Portnoy from Barstool Sports. After Michigan's loss, Portnoy hopped on X, formerly Twitter, and announced, "I would like to announce that I will not be at the Big Ten Championship with Big Noon Kickoff. Good luck to all the teams involved." Now, this is Portnoy's first season as part of the Big Noon Kickoff crew, a gig that came from a partnership between Fox Sports and Barstool Sports. So, him pulling out of the championship game coverage has people talking. But let's break down what could really be going on here, because there are a few possibilities. First off, it's entirely possible that Portnoy was never scheduled to be there in the first place. He hasn't been on every single Big Noon Kickoff show this season. Remember back in Week 11 for the Ohio State versus Penn State game? Portnoy claimed that the Big Ten Conference itself didn't want him on the show. So, it's not a huge leap to think they might not want him at their marquee championship game either. The conference might just not be a fan of his style, and with a huge game like this, they might prefer to keep the focus strictly on the teams. Another thing to consider is the logistics of the show itself. The Big Ten title game has an 8 p.m. Eastern kickoff time. That's a primetime game, not the usual Big Noon slot. There are only a handful of other games scheduled for that day, so Fox's pregame coverage plans might be totally different. Maybe there isn't a full-blown Big Noon Kickoff show planned, or if there is, it's a scaled-down version. With Michigan not even playing in the game, you could argue there's less of a need for a die-hard Michigan man like Portnoy to be on the panel. His whole shtick is being the passionate and often heartbroken Michigan fan. With the Wolverines out, his role becomes a little less clear. But then there's the third, and maybe most likely, possibility. This could all just be a classic Barstool Sports move. The official Big Noon Kickoff account on X actually reshared Portnoy's announcement. Why would they do that if it was some big internal drama? It seems more like a calculated play to get people talking. Barstool and Portnoy are masters at generating buzz and creating storylines out of thin air. By making this announcement, he gets his name, Barstool, and the show in the headlines. It creates a narrative. Is Portnoy too heartbroken to go? Or did the network bench him? All of this chatter is free publicity. It's a clever way to keep the conversation going, even when his team is out of the championship picture. He frames it as his decision, bowing out gracefully. But it also allows him to avoid sitting on a panel and having to praise Ohio State or their opponent. It's a win-win for him. He saves face after a tough loss and still manages to make himself part of the story for championship week. So, is he genuinely too devastated to attend? Or is he just playing for chess with the sports media world? Knowing Portnoy, it's probably a little bit of both. He's genuinely a passionate fan, and that loss had to sting. But he is also a brilliant marketer who knows exactly how to stir the pot and keep his brand relevant. Whatever the real reason is, one thing is for sure. Even when he's not going to be on TV, Dave Portnoy finds a way to make sure we're all still talking about him. What do you guys think? Is this a genuine move, or just a classic bit of Barstool promotion? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. And if you enjoy college football talk like this, Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.